Good morning. How are you? All right. Good morning. All right. Guys, have a seat. I'm Mr. Gaines. And you are? Okay. And
Patrick Locke, sir.
all right. It's good meeting you guys. So, again, you're here for the second interview, help desk specialist. So let's go ahead and get started. Patrick, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Patrick Locke. I'm a 22-year-old IT professional. I pride myself in customer service. My last job, I was working as a cashier before I started my career into the IT field. I was a cashier at a new fast food chain at Good Stuff Eatery. I have some basic computer technology skills. I went to college. I didn't finish though. Completed 5 quarters at Argentina, Washington for web development.
Okay. All right. And Dominique, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Okay, my name is Dominique Bowman. I'm currently a student at University of Maryland University College, studying computer networks and security. So I have some experience with repairing PCs, mostly simulations, and I'm currently taking a course with Windows Server 2012, so I'm learning a little bit about that and Active Directory. And I'm currently in a program called the HOPE Project, which is helping me get my certifications and experience, on-the-job experience in the IT field.
Okay. All right, great. Tell me a little bit more about your IT training.
From the HOPE Project?
Just in general, anything that you've done.
Well, most of my work, like I said, has been dealing with simulations. I've taken a class in security. It was like a Security Plus certification, but it was more so on the simulation side of configuring firewalls and just anything dealing with security. And I also took a networking course, which was also simulations, which was basically putting together SOHO networks, LANs, WANs, and things like that.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, and yeah, like I said, I'm taking a Windows Server 2012 class, which is current right now, and it's mainly about group policies and resetting passwords and things like that.
Okay, all right. And Patrick, a little bit more about your IT training.
Well, from a technical standpoint, my skills are in Active Directory. I have a various amount of skills dealing with computer technology, ranging with a wide range of skills, ranging from hardware technician, software, and even from the software standpoint, dealing with computer viruses, troubleshooting computers, and that's currently, and most of my experience comes from either my technical skills that I learned my basic skills in coding and web development, and my other skills where I just recently got A+ certified at the HOPE Project.
Okay, all right, great. Now, do you have any actual work experience in the IT field?
Well, as far as the work experience goes, all I have in that degree is at my HOPE Project. I'm currently in an internship where I'm gaining hands-on experience in troubleshooting, fixing hardware, and also installing software.
Okay, and how about you, Dominique? Do you have any actual work experience in the IT field?
Well, working with computers, yes. I've worked at a government facility doing geographical information systems, which was basically working with Excel and importing different spreadsheets and things like that.
Okay, all right, great. Okay, let me ask you, Dominique, why do you want to work here at the Department of Employment Services?
I would like to work here because I feel as though I can bring good personality to the work environment, and I also pride myself in customer service, so I can satisfy the customer to the best of my ability. and if I can't, I will point them to someone who can.
Okay. Same question for you, Patrick. Why do you want to work here?
Well, I want to work at the Department of Employment Services mainly because it's an inspirational place. One thing I love to be around is people and youth, and the Department of Employment Services keeps that. What I bring to the table is excellent quality of service, and customer service skills, and also technical skills.
Okay. Now here within the DOES, we do work primarily in a team environment. So, how do you feel about working in that type of environment?
Well, actually, that's one of the ways that I pride myself in customer service is by working with a team. This is actually how I got started when I worked as a cashier. We worked in a team setting.
Okay. And same question for you, Dominique. How do you feel about working in a team environment?
I feel comfortable working in a team environment because it gives me a chance to learn from different people and have them learn from me, and we can help each other become better in our profession.
Okay. And Dominique, what experience do you have showing people how to use a new operating system?
The current experience that I have right now would be assisting my grandmother or a family member with maybe maneuvering around Windows 7 and Windows Vista. I've helped my grandmother with her widgets and how to get them on a desktop and things like that.
Okay. And you, Patrick, what experience do you have with showing people how to use a new operating system?
Well, my experience with that is very similar to hers, is that I usually show family members or people who have an older generation the newer system. People of my generation usually are very familiar with the operating systems.
Okay. And Patrick, have you ever worked in an environment where you dealt with confidential information?
Yes. When I was actually a summer youth employee, and I actually had worked at a charter school, so I do have experience with confidential information.
Okay. How about you, Dominique?
No, I don't.
Okay. All right. Patrick, describe to me what a top-notch customer experience with you would be like.
A top-notch customer experience with me would be like just making sure that the customer's needs are met to the fullest degree and whatever they're asking me to do.
Okay. Same question for you, Dominique. Describe what a top-notch customer service experience with you would be like.
What that would be like to me is the person having a positive attitude towards me and doing the best they can to do whatever I ask or whatever needs to be done with the system, and if they can't do it, escalating it to someone who can, and making sure that everything that is functioning correctly afterwards.
Okay. And Dominique, tell me about a time we had to deal with a hostile customer or caller. How did you handle the situation, and is there anything that you would have done different?
Well, when I worked at Walmart, yes, I did have to deal with a lot of hostile customers. And what I try to do is always keep a good attitude. No matter how they come at me, I'll keep a calm voice and try to help them. If I need to escalate the situation to a manager, I'll just tell them, hold on for a second, let me go get a manager. They can help you. As far as me handling the situation better, I think there's always room for improvement in handling the situation. However, I think that every situation I've encountered, I've handled pretty well.
Okay. And how about you, Patrick? How did you deal with a hostile customer or caller? And how did you deal with the issue? And is there anything you would have done different?
Well, back to my experience working as a cashier, I dealt with plenty of irate customers. One in particular, the worst situation I have been in is when I had an irate customer right before closing time because their order was something wrong with their food, in their order. So in that situation, in all the situations, I try to remain as calm as possible and professional at all times. Then I simply escalate the situation if it needs to be.
Okay. Okay, guys, that's my last question for you. Okay, so how would you prioritize these three situations from most important to least important, and why? A, the CEO can't print a document. B, no one in the company can access the internet. And C, video conference equipment in the conference room is not working. So again, prioritize from most important to least important, and why? CEO can't print. No one company can access the internet, and video conference equipment is not working. So we're going to start with you, Patrick.
I would start by saying the number one priority would be B. No one in the company can access the internet. And the reason that I say that is because the other two options, I would pick A first, except that A is a part of B, since it says no one, since CEO obviously can't get on the internet either, which is a large issue, saying that we're dealing with company and we're dealing with information. And so the information you have to have access to the information which is on the internet. So that would be my priority. 2, I will go with the CEO can't print a document. And 3, the video conference equipment is not working.
Okay. And Dominique, how would you prioritize?
Okay, well, I would also go with B as my first option because, as he stated, no one can access the internet. That means that the CEO cannot print, and of course the video conference equipment won't work if no one can access the internet. And next, I will also go with A because the CEO is at the top, and the document that he's trying to print may be important, and he might need to use it for the video conference. And then I will go with C because there's always another conference room that you can go to, or if it's not utilized at the time.
Okay. All right. Very good. Well, those are the questions I have for you guys. So, Dominique, you have any questions for me?
Yes. So, what for you or anyone in the company? What is a typical work day like?
Okay, typical work day for me, and it varies because I'm in human resources. I'm dealing with hiring, I'm dealing with benefits, dealing with leave, payroll. But I would say in terms of the IT, from what I know, their typical day is really just servicing everybody in the building. So making sure that everybody does have internet connectivity, people are able to print, people are able to, again, get on conference calls and things of that nature. So really, IT is all about responding to customer needs and also trying to be preventive too, in terms of making sure equipment is up to date and things of that nature. Any other questions?
Do you know about your service level agreement?
No, I don't. And I've actually had that question before, so I probably should find out. But in terms of anything that's technical that I can't answer, I can definitely direct you to one of our managers who can get an answer for it.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else?
When do you plan to make a decision?
Today is Tuesday. We will know by Thursday of this week.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Question, sir.
Yes, for this position, for the company, what is your ideal candidate?
Ideal candidate is definitely someone who's self-motivated, someone who's looking out for the interests of others. Because again, in this position, that's kind of a priority. You really have to put yourself second and look out for the interests of others. And again, somebody that's kind of motivated, that won't wait, that'll be proactive. Definitely professional, because you have different personalities that you're dealing with, and so and again, someone that's always willing to learn, because we don't want you to kind of get in this position and get stuck thinking that, okay, what I know now is good enough. As you all know, IT is changing, so we want you to be able to come to us and say, this is the newest, latest, and greatest.
I don't have any further questions.
Okay, all right. Well, it was a pleasure meeting you guys.
You too.
All right. You're welcome.